related. If the objective function is minimization problem, then how to solve this one? Okay, so all of you find out. So first note is given. All of you find the note. If the problem is of minimization, then convert it into the maximization problem. Okay, because you see, first when we solve the linear programming problem by simplex method, then we shall first we check whether the problem is maximization problem or minimization problem. Okay, if maximization problem, then okay, first problem we solve this one. If minimization, then you convert it into the maximization. Okay, minimization, then convert it into the maximization. So first you see how to solve. So all of you see the question, solve by simplex method. Okay, minimize z equal to x1. You see the question. Question is solved by simplex method. So minimize z equal to x1 minus 3x2 plus twice x3 subject to 3x1 minus x2 plus twice x3 less than or equal to 7. Second constraint you see, minus twice x1 plus 4x2 less than or equal to 12. Third constraint is minus 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 8x3 less than or equal to 10, and x1 comma x2 comma x3 greater than or equal to 0. All of you got this problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here
Yes,
you
sir.
okay. So here you see objective function is what? First you see objective function. Objective function is maximization or minimization?
Minimization.
Minimization. So our aim is what? We shall convert this minimization problem into maximization problem. Because in note, those who lately join, you see, I have given the note. If the problem is of minimization, then convert it into the maximization problem. Acha. So what is the rule for solving simplex method? First we check our objective function is what. Second we shall check constraint. Constant is what? Constraint. Here how many constraint in this problem? How many constraint? Sudeep, এই প্রবলেমটোত কেইটা কনস্ট্রেন্ট আছে?
So 3.
3 constraint. Yes. So constant part is what? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. What are the constant part? What are the constant? Means right hand side value is what?
7,
Then
12,
12.
10.
Yes. So here you see rule you will remember. When right hand side also you see, means all bi should be positive. All bi should be positive. If any bi is negative, then you convert it into the positive. Okay. So you see our problem is minimization. So first you remember we convert it into the maximization, and second all constraint right hand side means all bi's are positive, then no problem. So first you see how to convert. So convert, you see in solution, you go to the solution. convert the problem of minimization to maximization problem by taking the objective function as z dash equal to minus. Means when we write max z dash, then max z dash equal to minus min z. Okay, when we convert one minimization problem to maximization problem, then shortcut you will remember we write max z dash and this is equal to minus min z dash, min z. Okay, what is the value of min z? Means minimize z. What is the value of minimize z?
Sir, x1 minus 3x2 plus 2x3.
2x3. Yes. So when this is minus sign, then you see minus x1 plus then minus minus plus 3x2 minus twice x3. Okay, here you see I have written z dash equal to minus z, then makes z dash equal to, this is actually minus min z, value of min z. Or then we write this. So you substitute the value of min z, then minus sign. So minus x1 minus minus plus 3x2 minus plus minus minus 2x3. So you see this is our conversion, how to convert this one. Okay, next you see, next our aim is what? All the constraint, first constraint you make equality, second constraint also you make equality, third constraint also make equality. So for the first constraint you use, here we use for the first constraint 3x1 minus x2 plus twice x3 less than or equal to 7. First constant is 3x1 minus x2 plus twice x3 less than or equal to 7. So here we use which variable, slack or surplus?
Slack, sir.
Slack.
Here we use slack variable. Good. Slack variable we use. So for the first constraint, we use slack variable S1. Second constraint, we use the slack variable S2. And third constraint, we use slack variable S3. So here I have written, you see, now in the first page, all of you see, now equations obtained by introducing select variables s1, s2, s3 as follows. Okay, so for the first constraint we use plus s1, for the second constraint we use plus s2, and the third constraint we use plus s3. Okay, in the second page you see this is equal to 10. Okay, then you make the table. So I have not written in objective function 0 into s1 plus 0 into s2 plus 0 into s3, but you will remember here objective function, in the meantime objective function also contain plus 0 into s1 plus 0 into s3 s2 plus 0 into s3. Then I have written directly. Next what we do, here we get three equation and how many variable? Dipanshu,
So three equation, four variables.
four variable. Shodeep, acha,
So six variable.
Six,
uh,
Six
six,
variable.
six variables, sir. Six S1, S2.
so Dipanshu four variable ke hoga. So here you see x1, x2, x3, then s1, s2, s3. So six variables present. Means in the given problem, three variable, then we add another three variables, select variable. So 3 plus 3, 6 variable. So three equations, six variables are present. Then what we do? We cannot generally solve. Then what we do? Rule is what? Ishita? Compare with the earlier problem. What we do next? But
Sir, we used a graphical method. Sir, we used a graphical method, no?
graphical. Rishita, next what we do? Three equation, six variable.
I'm making pivot table.
So how? Anuj, next what we do? Roshni, here three equation. We get three equation, six variable. Then how to solve this problem?
Sir,
Anybody?
take
Uh,
x1, x2, x3 as 0, then we will find out the value of s1, s2 and s3.
yes, good. Next, what we do? Next, we do here six variable, three equation. So we consider 6 minus 3 number of variable means which one is more, number of variable is more. So 6 variable minus 3 equation, so 6 minus 3 equal to 3. So we consider 3 variable is equal to 0. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So 3 variable is equal to 0. Then sometime question may ask which 3 variable is equal to 0. You see for which variable you will get a identity matrix. You see for S1 we get 1 0 0. For S2 we get 0 1 0. For S3 we get 0 0 1. Okay, so S1 S2 S3 we cannot consider 0. So x1 x2 x3 we consider 0. So if x1 x2 x3 equal to 0, then we get S1 value is 7, S2 value is 12 and S3 value is 10. So in the first page you will see I have written most probably 2. So you make it 10 and S3 equal to S3 equal to 10. So next you make the table. So how to make the table? First you write, here you see we need 6 variable. So and one column will be xb and here b cb. So first one is cj. Cj means coefficient of the objective function. Okay, so coefficient of the objective function is what? Max z dash, you see max z dash is minus x1 plus 3x2 in the first page, minus x1 plus 3x2 minus 2x3, and then you will remember here plus 0 into s1 plus 0 into s2 plus 0 into s3. So I have not written here, you can write also, no problem. So this one will be x1 coefficient is minus 1, x2 coefficient is 3 and x3 coefficient is minus 2. Then s1 coefficient is 0, s2 coefficient is 0, s3 coefficient is 0. Okay, then b is the basic variable, cb is the coefficient of the basic variable, xb is the current basic feasible solution. Then capital Y1 indicates all the coefficient of x1 of the constraint. Y2 represent all the coefficient of x2. Y3 represent all the coefficient of x3 and S1 coefficient of S1, S2 coefficient of S2, S3 coefficient of S3. Okay, next you fill up y1 y2 y3 s1 s2 s3 column. Okay, so y1 column is all the coefficient of x1. So what will the value of y1 column? You see the page number 2, you see what is value of y1 means coefficient of x1s are what?
3.
Shojit?
3
3.
minus 2 minus 4.
3.
Okay, yes. Then y2 column will be minus 1 4 3. Y3 column will be 2 0 8. Anybody, you have any doubt why I have written y1, y2, y3? Then you can write x1, x2, x3, no problem. Okay, just you will remember this indicates all the coefficient of x1. Second column means y2 indicates all the denotes all the coefficient of x2. Y3 is all the coefficient of x3. Next, S1 will be 1 0 0 because first equation we introduce S1 for the second constraint S1 is absent. Third equation S1 is absent. So 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Okay. So seeing this table, you see which column gives us the identity matrix. Which columns?
So
Roshni,
S1, S2,
which
S3.
columns? Arbaj?
The
Yes.
S1, S2, S3.
S1, S2, S3.
So
Yes.
S1, S2, S3.
Yes. S1, S2, S3. So you see in S1 column is 1 0 0. So you give this column to the first preference. So S1 will be top. In B, you see S1. First I have written S1. Then what is the coefficient of S1? 0. So CB, in CB I have written 0. In XB, current basic feasible solution means what? S1 value is what? 7. When x1, x2, x3 equal to 0, then S1 value is 7. So this is 7. Second column of the identity matrix is S2. So immediately in B written S2. Then coefficient is CB 0. In XB column, this is 12 because x1, x2, x3 equal to 0, then S2 equal to 12. Then third column of identity matrix is 0 0 1. So similarly, this is S3, its coefficient in the objective function is 0, so 0, then its current solution will be 10. Okay, then this table. Next, last row of this table will be z dash. So here you see someone written z, but our here makes z dash. So this will be z dash, not z. Z will be here mean z, but here we use max z dash. So here z dash. So z dash equal to same as cb into xb. So you multiply cb into xb, 0 into 7 plus 0 into 12 plus 0 into 10. So ultimately 0. Next our aim to find out the value of delta j. Okay, so what is the formula of delta j? What is the formula? রিপন, কি আছিলে ডেল্টা জেড ফৰ্মুলাটো?
Sir, CI minus CBYI.
Means if you consider this is I, then I, and here I have written delta j, then this one will be cj minus cb into yj, and
Yes.
I j varies from what to what? কেইটা কলাম আছে আমার ইয়াতে?
1, 6.
1, 2.
Yes, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So c1, so c1 equal to delta 1 equal to c1 minus cb into y1. Okay, so what is the value after calculation? All of you can solve now this one same as earlier. So what, acha, here what is c1 is c2 c3 c4 c5 c6? C1 value is what here? What is the value of C1?
So -1.
-1. Good. Then C2 value,
-3.
No,
3.
three,
Uh,
huh?
plus
three.
3.
3.
Ye- Yes. Then C3 value,
-2.
Minus 2.
-2.
-2. Then C4 is 0, C5 is 0, C6 is 0. Okay. So when delta 1, then C1, then write -1 minus CB means CB vector. Okay, and CB into YJ means YJ vector, means you consider whole column. So CB means 0 comma 0 comma 0 into y1 means 3 comma -2 comma -4. Okay, so these are the vector. So you multiply 0 into 3 plus 0 into -2 plus 0 into minus, so ultimately 0. So finally we get -1. Okay, so delta 1 value is -1. So all of you hear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so similarly delta 2 value will be what?
3.
3. Then delta 3 value
Minus
Minus
2.
-2. And delta 4 value,
0.
0.
0.
yes, 0. And delta 5 value,
0.
0.
0. Then delta 6,
0.
yes, 0. Okay, so you have anybody, you have doubt, then you can ask. If any doubt up to this. Second page, first table, you see. Okay, so from here, this gives us an optimal solution.
No, sir.
This, no. Why?
Because we have 3, which is more than
Means
0.
greater than 0. Means here
Yes.
delta j is 1, delta j is positive. So if at least delta j, at least 1 delta j is positive, then we cannot get an optimal solution. So here 3 is positive, -1, then okay, no problem, -2, 0, 0, no problem. But here problem create here this 3 positive value. So here 3 is positive. So we find out minimum ratio, means this 3. So this column y2 column is our incoming vector. This is clear. Here only 3 is positive. Here we will not check which delta j is moved. So here only one is positive. So there is no problem. So here y2 column is our incoming vector. So you see I have given incoming arrow symbol, incoming symbol. Okay, so next our aim to find out the minimum ratio. So minimum ratio will be xb divided by incoming vector. So I have not written incoming vector. You can write this is xb divided by
Sir,
y2.
sir, I had a
Clear?
question. Like, what
Yes.
if there are like two delta J values which are like positive? So like, which one is like taken first, like as a incoming? Yes, sir.
Incoming vector,
Yes, sir.
then you will see which one is the maximum delta j, which one is the maximum delta j. Suppose here one value is 3, delta j one value is 3, another value is 4, then which one is maximum?
4.
3 and 4.
4.
So 4 is maximum. So you consider 4 means in which 4 present in which column. Suppose in y3 contains delta j value is 4, then y3 is your incoming vector. Okay, incoming vector. Y3 is incoming vector. So this one will be
And sir, like, are there any cases where two of the like delta J values like same, like 3 and 3?
same.
Yeah,
Yes,
like for y2
this
there is
may be
3.
arise.
Yes.
Yes, yes. This suppose two delta j's values are same. Means suppose here 3 in y2 column. In this problem you see first table. Suppose in here y2 column is 3. Okay, and just you consider in y3 column in place of -2, suppose you got 3. So here 3 tie up. So in delta J, if delta J value is tie up, all of you see, if delta J value is tie up, then we choose any arbitrarily choose anyone is our incoming vector. Either you consider y2 or you consider y3. Anyone. Clear this one?
Yes, sir.
If delta J, you can write note also. In your note also, if delta J value is tie up, then we choose arbitrarily anyone is our incoming vector. But you will remember, if minimum ratio is tie up, then we cannot choose arbitrarily. Okay, there is some formula we solve when minimum ratio is tie up, then how to solve. Next problem we shall solve. So this part is clear.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So minimum delta J is tie up, then you choose arbitrarily. But minimum ratio is tie up, then we can choose arbitrarily. There is some form. Okay. Acha. So here our incoming vector is what? Our incoming vector,
3.
which means which one?
Y2.
Y2. So Y2 is our incoming vector. So minimum ratio will be XB by Y2, right? So next, how to find out the minimum ratio? XB divided by Y2. So first element of XB is 7 divided by first corresponding element of Y2 is -1. So 7 divided by -1. So negative value. So you will write. Just you give dash symbol you use. Okay, next 12 divided by 4, so this is 3. Then 10 divided by 3, so this is 3.33, like this. Okay, so here which one is the minimum value? Which one is the minimum value?
10 by 3.
Huh? 10
Yes,
by
sir.
3.
Sir,
3, sir.
3.
3.
10 by 3 is 3.11 something, 3.33, and here we already got 3, so which one is less? 3 is
3.
less.
So 3.
Yes, so why 10 by 3? So 3 is less value. So second row means
So sir,
our S2 row.
so
Hmm?
we won't be able to take the negative one, right? I mean, from the first column,
Huh?
7 by -1 1. I mean, that one will have like -7, but like we won't be like taking a minus as a minimum ratio, right?
No, here you see, if minimum ratio is negative or infinite, then we will not consider. Reason is what, there will be some problem in the next table. In iteration problem, there will be some problem, because if we consider the minimum ratio, then there will be what happen. Actually then right hand side of that right hand side of the constant, then this may be negative. Okay, in the question may be negative. So what happened, we will not consider minimum ratio is negative value, then we avoid the negative value. Then there will be we cannot solve this problem. So when negative value occurs or infinity value occurs, then we cannot get the solution. Suppose you see here first value is negative, second value is again negative, third value is again negative, then you will say this does not gives us any solution. Clear?
Yes. So like can like a minimum ratio be zero?
Zero you can take.
Okay, sir.
Only negative, uh, only negative and infinite value you cannot consider. Okay. So here you see, so our minimum ratio is 3. So S2 row will be our minimum ratio row. S2 ratio will be our minimum ratio row. So this S2 will be our outgoing. So you see, I have given marking outgoing symbol, arrow mark outgoing. So next our pivot element will be what?
4.
What is our pivot element?
4.
4. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So pivot element, how to consider? Intersection of minimum ratio row and incoming vector. So minimum ratio row is S2. Okay. Then incoming vector will be Y2. So where intersect? This is in element 4, its intersect. So I have marked by square symbol. So 4 is our incoming vector. 4 is our pivot element, or sometimes this is called the key element, KEY, pivot element or key element. Okay. So correspondingly in S2 column you write out symbol. When second row, S2 row is our minimum ratio row, this is out, then you search in which column S2 present. So S2 you see, S2 column is this one. So you S2 column you mark outgoing symbol. Okay. So in the second table, S2 variable is replaced by which variable?
Y2.
You go to the second table, yes. S2 variable is replaced by
Y2.
Y2. Y2.
Y2 because Y2 is our incoming vector. So S2 will be out. S2 will be out and this is replaced by incoming vector, means variable is Y2. So you see first in B, in B column you see first one is S1 is okay, same as first table, then S2 is replaced by Y2, S3 is remains same. Then coefficient will be, CB coefficient will be, S1 coefficient is 0, Y2 coefficient you see 3, objective function coefficient is 3. Then S3 is 0, no problem. Next what we do, second row means second row is divided by the pivot element. Our pivot element is 4, so second element, all the elements of second row, all the elements of second row is divided by pivot element. So first one is 12, 12 divided by 4, so 3. So in the second table you see 3. Then minus 2 by 4, so this is minus 1 by 2. Then 4 by 4 is 1, so you see 1. 0 by 4 is 0, 0 by 4 is 0, then 1 by 4, then 0 by 4 is 0. Okay. Then how to calculate the first row, this element, first element means where 7 present, then how to calculate? What is the formula? In the new
So,
table, compare with the old table, how to
so
calculate?
old element minus intersection of key row and column divided by
Row
pivot
and
element.
key column, yes, divided by pivot element. So say what will be the value? 7. How to write? Ishita, Roshni, Arbaj, anyone say?
So 3 minus 7 into 4.
Eh?
3 minus 4 into
Why 3 minus? We calculate which one? Where 7 element is present.
oh.
Present. So 7 minus. Why 3 minus?
So I was
7 minus.
thinking about one.
Hmm?
7 minus 4
Hmm.
into
Not 4. Ishita. Acha. 7 minus. Then what is the corresponding element of key column?
corresponding element of. So 0.
-1.
Good. -1. You see, our incoming vector is called the key column. Our incoming vector is what? -1, 4, 3. We calculate 7. So 7 corresponding element is -1. So 7 minus -1 into what? Shudip?
12
Sir, 12.
Into 12.
divided
Why
by 2.
12? Because divided by 4. You see, why consider 12? You see, but this one will be second row is our means minimum ratio row. So second row is fixed. Relative to second row, we calculate all the elements of and third row. Relative to second row, we calculate all the elements of first row and all the elements of third row. So we'll calculate first one is new element of the new table, means 7 corresponding element of key row, means incoming vector is -1 into what? You see, our pivot element is 4. So its corresponding element is what? In the calculating value, you see 7. So its corresponding is 12. So 7 minus 1 into 12 divided by 4. So we get 10. Next, how to calculate in the first row second element, means 3. How to calculate in place of 3? How to calculate? Ishita, in place of 3, what is the value? How to calculate?
So 3 minus 1
Mm,
into
into.
minus 2 by 4.
Yes, good. 3 in a 3 minus -1 into -2 divided by 4. Because here you see, then not 12, because 3. In 3 you see which element in the 3 column present corresponding to 4. So corresponding to 4 -2 is present in when we calculate in 3. Okay, so this is after calculating 5 by 2, right? Next you see y2 column you can write directly without calculating, no calculation in y2 column, because this is y2 column is our incoming vector. So this incoming vector will be replaced by the outgoing vector. So what is our outgoing vector in the column? What is our outgoing vector in the column?
S2.
It's 2.
S2. So elements will be like what?
0, 1, 0.
S2 element 1, 0. So just you copy and paste in the incoming vector. So you see 0. So directly you write 0. Clear? Next, what will be the element of 2 in the new table? Element of 2 will be what? How to calculate in the new table? Arbaj?
Sir, element of two, like, what do you mean? Like, which one?
Mm. How to calculate 2? 2
So
minus
2 minus 1 into 0 by 4.
0 by 4. 2 minus 1 into 0, because you see in 2 here corresponding element of this one is 0. So 2 minus 1 into 0 divided by 2. So ultimately 2. Then 1 how to calculate? Next element 1.
1 into 0 minus
Sir, 1
1
minus
into
1 multiplied
1
by
minus 1
0.
into 0 by 4. Yes, 1 minus minus 1 into 0 divided by 4. So ultimately 1. Then in S2 column first row you see 0 can be calculated 0
Minus 1
minus 1
mul-
into
uh,
1 divided by 4. So ultimately plus 1 by 4. Then in S3 column in S3 column first this one will be 0 minus 1 into 0 divided by, so ultimately 0. Okay, so this one. Next one is what? How to calculate the third row? 10 value how to replace? In table, first table 10 value
Sir,
how to replace in the second table?
10 minus 3 multiplied by 12 uh, divided by
The
4.
10 minus 3
12 divided by 4.
into what?
So 12.
3 into what?
So 12, I think.
12.
12 by 4.
12 by
Yes, 10 minus 3 into 12 divided by 4. Because you see, then you see 10 in 10 place. In 10 place, you see corresponding element is 12 in the key row or minimum ratio row. So we take 12 and also here 3 you take. So 10 minus 3 into 12 divided by 4. So ultimately we get this one will be 1. Next minus 4 how to calculate?
Minus 4
Minus
minus 3 into minus 4 by 4.
minus 2 by 4
Sir, minus
minus 2 into minus 2.
so like multiplied by minus
or
2.
minus uh, again you said what did I
Sir, minus 4 minus 3 multiplied by
mm,
minus 2 divided by 4.
mm, mm, divided by 4 minus 4 minus 3 into minus 2 divided by 4, so ultimately we get minus 5 by 2 and this is already 0, we can write this one. Next 8 can be written as what? 8 is replaced by how?
Sorry, 8 minus 3 multiplied by 0 divided by
Mm.
4.
So ultimately 8. Then 0 will be 0 minus 3 into 0 divided by 4. Then 0 minus 3 minus 1 divided by 4 minus 3 by 4. Then last one is 1. So 1 minus 3 into 0 divided by 4. So this is 1. So clear this one? So this. So here you see, you will remember how to calculate. Calculation will be, formula will be new element. New element means new table. New element will be in the new table. So new element. How to get the new element? Old element minus intersection of key row. Key row is called minimum ratio row. And key column means incoming vector is called key column. Okay. So when we find out, suppose you see the first table, you see first table 7 element how to calculate in the new table 7 minus you see intersection of key row key column, so this one will be corresponding 7 value is -1. So corresponding 7 minus 1 into what? Into, you see, our pivot element or key element is 4. Its corresponding value will be 12. Why take 12? Because we calculate 7. So in 7 table, you see 12 we consider. So 7 minus 1 into 12 divided by 4. When we calculate 3, then 3 minus 1 into -2, then corresponding value is -2, not 12. 12 is an other column, then -2. Okay, similarly you calculate when 0 value 0 minus 4, 2 value 2 minus 1 into 0 divided by 4, like this. So clear this one? Second table.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so similarly z dash you find out cb into xb corresponding to delta j you find out similarly. So this gives us a optimal solution. Second table gives us a optimal solution.
No, sir.
Why?
Mm, because we have a positive value.
Positive value of delta j 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 is our incoming vector. Okay, so next class discuss the remaining portion. Okay, so response